Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 5th. You have this past life card. It says past life events, past people from the past life connections, history, memories, familiarity, and old soul. You have this caregiver. It says support, seek advice, getting help, physical, emotional healing, healer, self-care, recovery. So it is a great time to heal, right at the beginning of the year here. So any healing that you want to do, definitely a good idea. There could be some sort of past life connection returning to your life. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a card of reunion. And again, this doesn't have to be love, although as I say that, you get the Page of Cups, so, and the Four of Wands, apparently. So it could be, but doesn't have to be. It could be any type of, past life person that's coming back into your life. We kind of are in a very karmic time. We have the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. To me, North Node Pisces, South Node Virgo is like very karmic. That doesn't mean you're attracting a karmic or something like that. It just means that, again, past life connections could be returning. You could be meeting new people, pretty much that you have a past life connection with. Your connections in general could be becoming more important. So those are all things to think about. You have the Hermit, the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. The Hermit is about needing to shine your light. Again, I think you need to attract the right, bugs to your light here, Gemini, like the right moths to your flame, so to speak. So the Hermit can be about the light that we do shine. He has the star in his lantern, but the star is kind of like captured in that lantern. He could open that up and he could shine brighter. He's also standing at the top of a mountain where no one is, so he needs to come down from the mountain. I find that the Hermit comes up when we've been through something difficult. He's been through a dark night of the soul. He's found his inner light, but now, again, he needs to come out of isolation so that he can attract the right people into his life. And this reading definitely has a focus on people. You have the Three of Cups, Knight of Wands, Page of Cups, Five of Wands, all this, and we haven't even clarified yet. So, it definitely seems to me like this reading is talking about like who you attract into your life. And again, we're not just talking about love. We are talking about every single connection you can possibly imagine. You have the Three of Cups. You always get the Three of Cups, and I'm always talking about concentrated connections. That should probably be your focus this year. I say probably because I'm probably wrong. That's probably going to change around April when Uranus enters into your sign. But I would just say, maybe that could be like a layer in your life, like just one of your focuses this year is the connections that you surround yourself with. And again, making sure you're putting out the right light, from you, making sure that you're doing things that are going to bring good people into your life. And I would make sure you focus on that. The Three of Cups is also a card of a harvest. I've been noticing a lot of like these harvest cards coming up in readings. And I still haven't really figured it out yet because I'm not sure. Part of me feels that people have things that they need to like finish, and so part of me feels that it might be like if you have any projects that you haven't finished, if you have any ideas that you thought about, using for business or your career or whatever, it's like, I would do that before like the end of February, basically. I think you have a little bit of time, but it just seems to me like the universe is saying to people like, hey, there's some work that you did that you didn't finish. If you finish it, you're going to get a little boost here. So again, I'm not saying this is going to be like billions of dollars, but you never know. It might be a nice little boost that could be coming in for you, and it could be a harvest that you've already started working on. The other part of me feels that this is something new that you could complete quickly. Again, I'm not saying things are going to be super fast or perfect right now, but what I am saying is that I feel like it's almost like people could start the year making some quick progress, especially compared to 2025, which I think was kind of fast but slow at the same time, especially when it comes to results. So I would be trusting your ideas. They could be very beneficial and, profitable. You have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups can be spoiled for choice. Again, you're going to get this card with me a million times over the next like 7 years or so. So you have a lot of options right now. As I said to you probably in your last reading, now is the time for you to become like a filter. Instead of getting overwhelmed by all the ideas, you need to like take them all in, consume the idea, and pass it through your system and filter it down into something useful. That was probably a bad analogy, but what I would say here is it's like you need to kind of, instead of getting overwhelmed, like do one thing at a time, see what works, and kind of go from there. Pretty simple stuff, but will be very beneficial for you, Gemini, for sure. With the Hermit, you have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I think I said this in your last reading as well. It's like I get this magnetic feeling for Gemini. It's like you're being pulled towards something. You're being pulled in a direction. The Queen of Cups can be like your heart, and the Queen of Cups can say your heart is motivating you to move towards like a direction in your life. We have the Two of Wands right here. He has the whole world in his hands, but he's standing in his comfort zone, and he needs to take a leap of faith out of that castle he's standing on top of so that he can go build something new. With the Three of Cups, you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, there will be people that you spend, again, it's very obvious to me that there will be people you surround yourself with more, people you surround yourself with less. You're just like figuring it out. They say you are the sum total of like the 5 people you spend the most time with. I would pick like 5 really good people to really make sure you spend the most time with those. And again, we're talking about positive influences on your life. And they don't even have to be in your life. They can be people you follow online. They can be people whose books you read. But if you fill your head with their ideas, and if they're good ideas, then good things will happen. I just think this is talking about the process that Gemini is going to be going through. Again, I've been talking about this with you for months. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Four of Swords. Again, I think the first couple weeks here are good for resting, relaxing, recovering. I've been encouraging everyone to find like a battery charger at the beginning of the year. And what I mean by that is something that fulfills you, like a hobby, an interest, something you do for fun, something relaxing that you can go and do. I think it's going to be a very busy year. And so I feel we all really need something that we can plug into that gives us energy, that fills us with a good vibe, right? Whatever it is. I don't care what it is. I would just make sure that it's something that you can make part of your daily routine. Because I'm telling you right now, the people who find something like that are not only are you not going to burn out because you have something that's filling you up, but just going to make you more effective. Again, this is like a year of opportunity, 2026. But if we don't have the energy to take advantage of those opportunities, then it's not going to happen, right? And we go literally right here to the biggest opportunity in tarot, the Ace of Pentacles. Next, you have this wizard card. Yeah, you are a wizard. It says, use your skills to aid others. You have this winds of change. It says, your surroundings will undergo a transition. Yeah, I've talked about this before as well. Uranus and Gemini, even though it's probably your first house for most of you, it can definitely cause you to like move around. It can kind of like make you put yourself in different environments. And again, that doesn't mean you absolutely have to move if you don't want to, but you could be entering into new environments, which with, you have the Two Wands, you have the Chariot. These are cards of making moves or stepping into new environments. So especially with this card, he's standing at the top of this castle, but he has the whole world in his hands. It's like, the Two Wands wants him to expand his kingdom, wants him to get out into the world and have new experiences. And that's really what it's all about in 2026, especially for you, especially because, again, as I've said to you a million times, Gemini, the more inputs you have, the better. Meaning, like, the more experienced you are with different experiences, the more good opportunities you're going to see, because you're going to be expanding your perspective if you do that. Again, really, it's like that should be Gemini's motto for the next 7 years is expand my perspective, right? No assumptions, just get out there and explore new ideas, the world, new people, whatever, because that's going to give you the best options. You have the Page of Cups. Yeah, I don't know. You've been getting this Page of Cups in your reading for like weeks now. So definitely could be new love if you're looking for love. Could be an admirer. Could be someone that you're going to have to travel for. You have the Two of Wands. You have the Chariot right next to it. So, definitely. And you have the Knight of Wands as well, which is a very adventurous card. I kind of feel... I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your last reading as well, Gemini, that I feel like you're attracting someone who just wants to have someone fun in their life. And, it really wouldn't surprise me if when you meet this person, if they say that to you. Like if they're like, I just want someone who I can have fun with. So I guess I'm saying this to you because I feel like the more you are fun, the more fun it'll be, the better it'll be. So I would make sure to do that. I also think if you don't want love, again, fun is definitely something you should be focusing on. Whenever we have a big planet entering into our sign, you have Uranus entering into your sign, we need to also pay attention to the opposite sign. Again, no one talks about this and it blows my mind. It's like we have to also work with the opposite sign energy because we have the planet in our sign. And so I would be, Sagittarius is all about fun, adventure, getting out into the world, all those things. Doing things that make you more lucky as well would be a great thing for Gemini to do. And so we really have to create our own luck. What did I just say? You have to increase variety. Luck is just preparation. It is just being prepared for something good to happen, right? And so I would be making sure that you're doing all those things. You have the Four of Wands. I mean, could be a person you commit to if you're looking for love. Could be something that leads to marriage or leads to a solid commitment. The Four of Wands is also a card of reaching a finish line. We have this finish line right here. These people are celebrating on the other side. And so there definitely could be some sort of finish line coming in for you. But again, like I said at the beginning of the reading, it's almost like there are things that are unfinished from the past. It's like if you would finish them, I think good things would happen. You know what just popped into my head as well, Gemini, is I feel like there are some things that just need a little bit of polish. It's like it's almost like you've already done the work. And, like let's say you've come up with a business idea or something, and maybe it didn't work. And, again, appearance is another word that will probably come up for you a lot in 2026, like how things appear. Is going to be very important. I used to tell a story all the time that I have a buddy, and he kind of worked in marketing and web design. Like literally all he would do is go to companies that had websites, and he would just make their website look like a bigger website. That's it, So, but he, what he would do is like, let's say someone had pet products that they sold. He would make their website look similar to like Petco's website. That's it. And he made a crap ton of money. And also the companies that he worked for made a crap ton of money. So it's like sometimes I think we just have to like polish things up. We just have to appear as if we are something bigger. And again, this isn't about faking it or, doing something wrong or any of that stuff. And obviously I'm not saying that you should copy something. That's not what I'm talking about. Again, he didn't copy Petco's website. He just used similar colors. He just made them look similar without copying, right? So it's not about copying. It's not about stealing or any of that you're going to leave in the comments. With the Two of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, being confident. Again, I think this is something that's going to be pretty common for everyone this year because we all have to like really go for it. I think we're all kind of like in this energy of waiting for permission or like waiting for someone to tell us that we should go and do something or that, something is okay. But we really need to start doing that on our own. It's like we have to give ourselves permission right now to make things happen. And I feel like that's what the Queen of Wands is saying to you. Here you go. With the Page of Cups, I think the same thing happened to you last week. I don't know if you had it with the Page of Cups, but, again, you have the Lovers, which is you showing up in a strong position. But, of course, it could be love. But I'm pretty sure, like I said last week, that you had, like, the Page of Cups or the Knight of Cups or something with the Lovers, if I'm not mistaken. So, definitely a solid connection. With the Four of Wands, you have the Magician, which you have twice in the reading right here. The Magician, of course, is about manifestation. The Magician here is pointing over to the Knight of Wands and like literally saying what I've been saying this entire time. The Knight of Wands has to adventure, apparently, to be able to manifest what he wants. So go on adventures. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this cosmic egg hatching. It says, what you've been waiting for is ready to be. Your patience is about to be rewarded. You have this unlocking solutions. It says, through compromise, you will create the successful outcome you are hoping for. So it definitely looks like a successful outcome to me. Ace of Pentacles, Chariot, Knight of Wands. I mean, that's not bad at all. But definitely, again, with this cosmic egg hatching, it says something you've been waiting for is about to be, or your patience is about to be rewarded. So we started the reading by saying that you could be working on something or like, bringing something back to life that you've already been working on here, Gemini, and it looks good. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Knight of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles can represent a big opportunity coming in for you. So if you're looking for an opportunity, here you go. Definitely could be a really solid opportunity coming into your life. I think that this is something that's going to require time. Probably the trickiest part of Uranus and Gemini, again, is like wanting to jump around, wanting to work on 900 things at once. Trust me, I get it. I'm a Gemini moon, right? So totally get it. And but I think, the secret sauce is, and also part of the challenge is Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries this year. Neptune obviously January 26th, Saturn on February 13th. So we need to really stick with one thing and finish it. It's going to be more helpful for you. You're going to make a lot more progress, a lot more, if you just stick to one thing this year and don't try to feel like you have to accomplish, 900 projects at once. Because the Knight of Pentacles needs to be nurtured. We have this garden at the front here, and the garden has to be taken care of. It has to be grown. And so whatever I would just pick one thing and make it happen. You have the Chariot, which is like a victory or success coming in for you. I feel like you have the opportunity to become like a steamroller this year, Gemini, like a little bit of it's like you're becoming an unstoppable force in a lot of ways. Again, this isn't going to magically happen, but I also believe that adopting that type of attitude would be very good. So, working on your confidence, being confident in the things that you're doing. Again, if you're jumping around from thing to thing to thing, then you're not being confident. But if you stick to one thing and you're like, no, this is going to work, then you're confident. And that's what will make you unstoppable this year, Gemini. Also, being in alignment, he has these stars up here, these moons right here. This represents the fact that he's in alignment with what he wants. It's as above, so below. So because he is in the energy of already having received what he wants, he gets it. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands definitely wants you to adventure, wants you to build as well. I think you are perfectly fine with Knight of Wands energy. You are very spontaneous. He is the energy of being spontaneous. And so there could be a lot of just random opportunities that pop up for you, as we've already talked about. And I think being in the energy of being willing to accept those things quickly, or just being spontaneous, will be very helpful with the Knight of Wands energy. Also, Gemini, make sure to like, subscribe, do all the things. Really helps me out. Leave a comment down below. Let's see. With the Ace of Pentacles, what do you know? You have the Hermit again. So the Hermit, this could be about you needing to believe in yourself that you can take an opportunity. I think this is trying to say that it's not necessarily a good time for you to be in the background. The Hermit, he's kind of like standing in the background. He's trying to be maybe too humble, right? And I'm not saying that you have to be an egomaniac either this year. Of course not. It's actually a very bad year for that. Saturn and Aries, right? Saturn and Aries, very loud energy. We have to be loud, but in the right ways. So we will see tons of ego coming up, as we move, throughout the next several years. And, tons of ego-based things, people being jerks, things like that. But again, it's not just about that. It's about using the energy in a positive way. So it's like, how can you stand out more? And, how can you have the confidence to take opportunities? You're not meant to be in the background, is what the Hermit is saying to me. With the Chariot, here you go. You have the Three of Wands. Yeah, it's all about expansion for you at this time. So, I would do whatever you can to expand, to get out into the world. We talked about it over here somewhere. The Three of Wands really wants you, Three of Wands and Two of Wands really wants you to take the lead in your life. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Fool. Yeah, random opportunity, basically. It's like those random things that interest you, that pop up as an opportunity in your life. Those are the things you should maybe be taking a leap of faith on. There could be a very random new beginning coming in for you this year, and it could happen this week or, this month, the month of January, where it's like, maybe you do get the opportunity to move your life in a different direction. I would say it's probably similar to what you've been doing, Two of Wands. I think with the Two of Wands, it's like sometimes we think that we're leaving something behind, but we're not. He is leaving that castle, but the castle still exists. He just needs to go build a new one somewhere else, right? He needs to expand his kingdom. And, again, I think that's how you have to look at that Two of Wands. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card. It says the energy is gaining momentum. Yes, 2026 is your momentum. You have this card that says you're very close to achieving your goal. There you go. Yeah, I definitely feel that, again, if there's something that just needs some polish, like I said earlier, like how something appears, that could be very helpful. Again, if there's something that you haven't finished that you could finish quickly at the beginning of the year here, I would finish it, because it's like, it's kind of like this could be the quick win that you get right at the beginning of the year, and I would definitely take advantage of that energy for sure. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups can represent regrets or sadness, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So the Five of Cups is all about gratitude. He's lost his taste for wine, but there's like something better behind him, and if he were just grateful for this, he would get this bridge and this castle. So, again, the Five of Cups, he doesn't just get the 2 cups. He gets the bridge and the castle as well. And I feel a lot of you, it's like you could be looking at something, I feel that, and I've said this before, I think after 2024, obviously I'm recording this on December 31st, so this will be published on January 1st of 2026. But I think after 2024, so all of 2025, a lot of us maybe, looked at things where we wish things could be the way they used to be, basically. But it's like we're in a very different world. But I also feel we need to realize there's still a lot of opportunity, and we just have to let go of things that aren't working. You have the Magician. Magician is a card of reinvention. I definitely feel you are one of the top signs that could be reinventing themselves this year. Again, very powerful time with Uranus and Gemini. Again, I think even with all the famous Geminis in the world, we will see a lot of them reinvent themselves in some ways. Some of them will be positive. Some of them will definitely be negative. So whatever. I would definitely choose the positive. I always pull the card he's pointing to. We're going to say it's this one. You have the Serpent and it says, a sly, subtle approach is necessary. Yes, definitely. You don't have the Seven of Swords here, but you've been getting the Seven of Swords with me a lot. I think the 2 cards that maybe will define your 2026 are Seven of Swords and the Hangman, as we've talked about before. I look at the Seven of Swords kind of like as fox energy, as in the animal. And, fox energy, it's like sometimes we should keep things to ourselves. Sometimes... and also, I think Fox Energy and the Seven of Swords kind of says that we shouldn't be forcing things to happen. We shouldn't be, if something feels like a push, there's probably a better way. And so I would be, I think you have the opportunity to reinvent situations as well. It's like if something feels like a grind, if it feels like a push, you are probably the one that will come up with ideas to make it easier or better or whatever. And so I would do that. The other thing is again, I would be careful who you tell what to. I think that Geminis, especially this year, starting now, even if you're, even if you're watching this on the 1st, it's like there could be, if you share too much, then it's like you're creating competition for yourself. So, be careful of that. You have the Five of Wands, which is conflict and competition. The good news is that it's coming up in the good stuff. Again, I think the positive is like you're going to have a lot of people that are asking, how do you do that? So that you could be coming up with many ideas where people are like, how the hell did you pull that off, right? And because you're seeing these new perspectives with Uranus and Gemini, especially after April, because Uranus goes back into Gemini in April, but it's already been there, so it will start now, and you should start working with the energy now before it enters back in. So any unique perspectives, unique ideas, I would be using that for success. With the Five of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. You have a lot of repeating cards here. I do like readings that have repeating cards because it basically says, I meant what I said. It's like the universe is saying, I meant what I said. It's like the message is the message. With the Magician, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, the High Priestess the Magician is pointing up and down. So it's like you are probably going to be very intuitive. It is a kind of intuitive year. And I would be making sure that you are taking your intuition and grounding those intuitive ideas down on earth. With the Five of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a card of rushing and charging forward. In the good stuff, it kind of says you're building a lot of momentum and you are moving very quickly towards a goal or whatever you're trying to achieve, which is a good thing, Gemini. You have this pineapple. It says reconciliation on it. I think you could be reconciling with a person from the past, and not as in a person you dated. I'm talking about like a past life person. We have the past life card and the Three of Cups, so definitely could be reconnecting with like a past life person. Doesn't even have to be in love. Like I said, this could be like someone who helps you, or a guide or something like that. You have this bird perched. It says waiting for news, package, or letter. We see a lot of communication here, especially with that Knight of Swords. So if you're waiting for approval or a news or on something, this could definitely be coming in for you. You have this arrow card. It says you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Yeah, just keep going here, Gemini, and stand out in the crowd with the Hermit. Don't be afraid of shining your light. Don't be afraid of speaking up. Not a good time to be humble. And of course, I mean that you should be humble, but it's not a good time to like dim your light if you should be shining bright. And that's what I would pay attention to. You have this younger woman card. It says dealings with relationships with a younger woman. You have this tiger card. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. I think you could be the younger person. Again, it doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, whatever. I don't care. In a general reading, these people cards can be whatever. So whatever, I don't care. The tiger card is risky, so I think you could be attracting an older person with that Page of Cups. Again, you might be the admirer. So if you know that you admire someone, obviously, then maybe it's someone older than you, and I don't know. I think it'll be worth the risk. You have this key. It says successful outcome to your problems. Yeah, very good reading, Gemini. So I feel you could be overcoming some obstacles. Again, you're getting all the ideas that have been missing for a long time. So, that makes sense. But this looks really good. Make sure to leave a comment. Really helps me out. And definitely enjoy your week.